I saw a video the other day. On Instagram. It showed a cute little kitten in a burger box. Maybe Burger King, it's hard to tell. It said, "Would you eat him for $5 billion at the top?" And the only two options were yes and no. And I thought about it. I thought about it for a really long time, because $5 billion is a lot of dollars. You can do a lot with $5 billion. A lot of good can come from $5 billion, depending on who has it. And I've lived a pretty modest life, so I think I could do pretty good with $5 billion. Immediately, I'd have to eat the cat. I know for a fact that no matter what, if I had $5 billion, I would immediately donate however much of it to animal foundations. And then I'd probably adopt a couple cats of my own, and then just give as many cats a decent life as possible. But $5 billion is also a lot of money. It's a lot of money, but it's also a lot of money, and a lot of bad can come from $5 billion. You know, the relationships in your life could probably crumble. You've heard stories of people who go on streaks and they die. It's pretty much how all the lottery winners, end up after they win, so would I really want $5 billion? I wouldn't have to work for anything in my life ever again. Heck, some of my close friends would probably never have to work for anything again if they were willing to accept the money. I feel like life would kind of just turn meaningless. It's a little sad. So I don't think I would want $5 billion. But again, it's still $5 billion. There are ways to live a life with $5 billion and not overspend. I could just throw it in a bank and let it sit there for however long I feel like. To be completely honest, I could. But I don't know. And then eating the cat. The thing is that the video, it's not very specific. It just says, "Would you eat him for $5 billion? Like, does it mean that someone else will prepare the cat for me? Will I just have to look at it and then they'll whisk it away and then it comes back on like a bun or something? Like already fully cooked? Do I just have to eat it like that? Because if that was the case, I would very easily be able to do that. Plausible deniability. I didn't make the cat. I didn't kill the cat. I didn't do anything. All I did was eat the cat, and I got $5 billion for it. That's it. But I don't think that's what the video's implying. Because you look at him, and he's already in the box. He's just sitting there, and the person is holding it out to you, and it's simply, would you eat him for $5 billion? So, if I had to guess, it's not prepared for you. If I had to guess, you have to eat the cat. Then and there. I can imagine it. The man walks up to me, briefcase in hand, and a burger box in the other, and he sets the case down on the table next to me. And I'm, mid-bite into a Big Mac or something while I'm sitting at McDonald's, and this guy turns to me and says, "Would you eat him for $5 billion? And first, he opens up the burger box, and it's this cute little cat on the inside. And he turns the other way, and he opens the briefcase, and in it is just stacks of money. Obviously, I know that that's not all $5 billion. You can't fit $5 billion in a briefcase. It'd be a really big briefcase. But I'd look at him, and I'd be like, well, okay, do I, like, right now? And he'd go, yes. And I'm like, okay. Like, do I have to, like, kill him myself? Do I get anything? And he just says, no. And so I look at him and I go, like, I have to kill this cat with my bare hands for $5 billion. I have to eat this cat in front of you. And he would go, yes, the whole cat, right now. $5 billion. And I'd set my burger down finally, because it was in my hand the entire time for whatever reason, and I'd think. I'd think for a long while. Eventually I'd look up at the man and say, do I have time to think? And he goes, well, you're already thinking. And so I just nod, and then I look back down. And I think a bit more. The shop closes. And the man says, it doesn't really matter. I'm a billionaire. Who cares? They'll keep the shop open for me if I want them to. And I go, yeah. And I continue in thought. And I think about it. Because I could do so much with $5 billion. I'd never have to worry again for the rest of my life about anything. I could give who knows how many cats amazing homes. But would it be worth it? I have to eat this cat. I don't have anything to eat it with. I'd probably ask the man hundreds more questions over the course of however many hours, because it's probably the biggest decision I would ever make in my entire life. But I have a feeling that eventually, after he tells me that multiple times, no, there's nothing else you can do, you have to eat the cat right now, I'd pick up the cat, I'd pet him. I'd probably already be petting him, actually, it's a cute kitten. And I'd probably look the man in the eyes and say, no. And I would set the box down, and I'd take the cat with me, and I'd say, he's mine now. And the man would go, what? And I'd say, good day. And I would stand up with my completely cold Big Mac, or whatever burger it is that I decided to buy. I'd take that with me, shove it in my pocket, because, I don't know, my hands are full with this cat. And I'd open the door, and I'd walk out. And that's it. So, no, I don't think I would eat him for $5 billion. Because $5 billion is a lot of dollars, but I think I just wouldn't. Plus, I've always wanted a cat. I'm a cat kind of guy. I'm not a dog guy, I'm a cat guy. Now, if you told me to eat a dog for $5 billion, well, actually, no, I wouldn't eat a puppy either. That'd be the same situation. I can't do that. But, yeah.